This is how men's soccer works in the CAA. The accent 100% determines the level of play.
All right. If you say so, John.
I do.
All righty.
I do. How you doing, Cody? Talk to us.
For what?
Say something. It concerns me when you get this little sleep and you're not participating.
I'll participate when you say something that I care about.
All right, you care about the Braves not doing so well last night and the Cardinals coming back from a 5-run deficit?
There you go. That's more like it.
Yeah, I know it.
That's more like it. And I would also like to talk about the fact that you didn't answer my text.
Whoa, wait, what now?
Way to go, John.
Oh, John, you know you saw my text last night informing you of the Braves' loss.
No.
You just didn't respond because you were sour.
Look, no, my last text message from you, I responded to from Monday. Look, Dan, look at it.
You deleted it.
I didn't get it.
You deleted it.
Message deleted approximately 9:42 p.m. Tuesday evening.
Yep. That's what I figured. That now that the Braves were tied, I figured you'd be upset and all salty about it. So.
Way to go, John.
That's the best thing I've seen.
So salty you're knocking stuff off the desk in there.
I don't know if we said it or someone else did, but I believe we said that there's a pretty decent chance that the Phillies sweep this series, Cody.
I think so.
I
think so.
You actually said there was a pretty decent chance, or actually a better chance, that the St. Louis Cardinals would sweep the series.
It's true. There was a better chance because the Braves are a better team. However,
no.
Yesterday
was the game that we were supposed to lose. I didn't know about Monday.
Monday you were supposed to lose. Last night you were not supposed to lose.
No, last night we were supposed to lose. Tonight's the game we're supposed to win. We got Huddy on the mound.
No, you pitched. You were going against Cliff Lee with a rookie in Game 1. Did you honestly think that's a game you were supposed to win?
Well, we've hit Cliff Lee before.
Answer.
That's why I said
no.
Monday I wasn't sure.
Yesterday
we were supposed to lose.
Yesterday you were absolutely supposed to lose, and guess what?
We did.
Mm-hmm.
But tonight, this is the game we're supposed to win.
Here's my question for you. You hit your head against a brick wall, John. Okay? What's your next move? Is it to repeatedly hit your head against that brick wall?
No, I'm going to get a sledgehammer.
Okay, so you throw Derek Lowe out there for 10 games in a row, and he gets his butt kicked.
Yeah.
Is your next reaction to throw him out there in the biggest series of the year?
He did it with Boston.
And he's also 9-17.
Yes.
So, answer.
Yeah, he has not turned out. He has not turned out like I thought he would.
No,
we can easily say that.
Over 5 ERA, 1.5 WHIP, 4 innings, fire. It's been an awful day, but it's a Derek Lowe day. And he's going up against Roy Oswalt, who, honestly, over his entire career, hasn't been anything more than an innings eater, and has done nothing spectacular.
But Derek Lowe has done even less spectacular.
Especially this season.
That's why I'm saying
his interview yesterday really bothered me. Because did you see it?
No.
I did not either.
The whole thing, I wish we could pull it up.
I was a little busy.
Because the whole thing is like, okay, let's not act like you have things to do, John.
I do have things to do.
It was all about...
No, not even less.
I'm so sad because I let my team down all this year, and it's just... And I just, I feel really bad going into tomorrow because I let my team down, and blah, blah, blah. It's like,
well, he did.
Shut up.
He did.
Yeah,
what did you want him to say?
I don't want him to cry about it, first of all.
So what do you want him to say then?
Anything but crying about it.
So what do you want him to say?
It's not as much what he said. No, not as much what he said, but the way he said it, he looked like he was going to cry.
He's probably very upset.
Okay, well, stop crying about it.
You blew a game.
And go out there and win a game.
Yeah, big deal, and let's move on.
Here's what I'm upset about. If he did even like 500 over the last 2 months, we're in the playoffs.
Right.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
That's the thing for me.
And you still may be in the playoffs.
Right. I mean, it wouldn't even be an issue right now.
True.
If he wins 2 games, we've locked the playoffs up.
It's true. However, I love, and partially because it's not my team, I love the last day of Major League Baseball during the regular season comes down to
something always happens.
2 tied wild card races.
It means that they need 162 games.
When is the last time that has happened?
Not in our life.
I don't think
that at game 162
has it. I don't even know if it has
both wild card races. We have the potential for 2 play-in games.
What would they do?
Thursday.
How would they schedule that?
It's both on Thursday.
But I mean, they wouldn't both be at 7.
No,
well,
no. I would almost say that you have to play Thursday and Friday. You have to spread that out because there's going to be so many people watching that.
If the Braves get the day, their chances of making the playoffs go a lot higher.
If they what?
If they get the day. Say they were to play Friday instead of Thursday. Because right now we're sending Mike Minor, who's done decently, but we're throwing out an unproven...
Well, the Phillies have kind of the same issue, though, don't they? I mean, they've got...
The Phillies?
Yeah.
Well,
I guess the Phillies wouldn't matter. The Cardinals would probably
right.
have a similar issue, though.
Would they change?
I'm wondering who the Cardinals are saying.
And I don't understand why, if there is a play-in game, St. Louis will host it.
Is that like how do they decide that home field?
I have no idea. I don't like it.
St. Louis and Boston or St. Louis and Tampa?
I don't know. Is it?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I would assume it would have to come down to potentially season series.
Yeah, when they played against each other. If they did, what if they didn't?
I mean, they did.
Who won?
I don't know. I'm just saying they had to have played against each other. You play all the NL teams.
Right, that's true.
And all the AL teams, even if you only play them 3 times or whatever.
And someone's got to. Do you think they're going to move the time of the? I guess they would have to move the time of the Braves game earlier to match the Astros game in order to make it fair so they're playing at the same time.
Wait, what?
Because in reality, the Braves-Phillies game could end. Let's say the Braves lose. All the Astros know they win it in. Their game's not going to be done. They finished a good hour and a half later yesterday.
Yeah.
So you don't think... I think what they should do is try to move the game up, and I don't know how plausible that really is. So they can play at the same time.
Why?
So they can't have an unfair advantage.
How is it an unfair advantage?
That's easily an unfair advantage, knowing that your team is either in and you win, or you got to win just to force a playoff game.
That's not it would be an unfair advantage. Look, if the Braves lose and they're out, they're out.
It is added pressure, but I mean,
if the Braves lose, they're out and they're out.
Win the game and you don't have to worry about it. Today is a day that I honestly would not be scoreboard watching. Win the game and it'll take care of itself.
I wonder if even at the stadium maybe they won't even have it. You know, some stadiums have scores.
Right.
Wonder if they request just don't put any scores up.
If I was coaching either one of those teams, I would.
That's a good idea.
Because I wouldn't want scoreboard watching. Win the game. You know, you don't want to accept a loss just because the other team lost. But right. You don't want that added pressure if the other team wins.
I think that's funny how all 4 teams could lose game 162 and play into the playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah, yep. Cardinals won the season series.
Yeah, they won like 5-1.
2-1.
5-1. You're looking at the second half.
No, I'm looking at I didn't see when they played in the second half yet.
Oh, they got swept in the first half. Or in the second half, sorry.
When did they play?
Middle of September.
Middle of September.
And they got swept, and they lost like 4 straight during that stretch.
Unfortunate.
Yep. So I don't know. I don't know who holds.
You won one of those games in the playoffs locked up. Chances are Derek Lowe was pitching one of those games. Only goes on to prove my point.
Hey, if they sweep them, if the Cardinals would have swept them instead of going 5-1, they'd be in the playoffs right now. So.
Yep. So this affirms the 162 system.
I've always liked that.
It actually almost doesn't affirm it. It almost says
You need
We need more.
We may even need more games.
Yeah. Yeah,
if it's gonna and a playoff game happens. I mean, not often, but it does happen in a system where there's a ton of games. So, I mean, it is needed clearly.
I don't like it.
I wonder who. Any idea who holds the season series with the Red Sox or with Red Sox and Rays? I think it's the Rays. Just based on what I'm looking at right now.
I hope so.
They got Boston got swept in the middle of September. They went 1-3 at the end of September. They were 2-1 at one point, 1-2 at one point. Those cancel out. The beginning of the season, I think they started off playing the Rays a few times, and they had serious issues in the first half of the season. Wow, look at this. 0-6 to start the year.
Is this bigger than the Mets choke? If the Sox choke?
If the Sox choke, yes.
Bigger
If
than
the Sox choke and the
Yes.
Braves choke, it'll be...
Yes. I think...
It'll be one of the biggest late-season meltdowns that baseball has ever seen.
I was watching Twitter yesterday, and I saw Jim Rome, who I hate, come across the...
You're not a fan of Rome.
Oh my gosh, I
hate
can't
Rome.
stand him. I'm almost upset you're reading.
Have you listened to his actual radio show, or do you just watch Jim Rome is Burning?
I've listened to both, and I hate both. Just based on the fact that I don't like him.
I just, in fact, don't watch Jim Rome is Burning.
You're just bitter.
I don't like him.
Yes, I'm bitter.
So you're just bitter.
He's not
That's fine.
good.
I'll be bitter.
You're
But
bitter. You don't even watch him.
He tweeted that he was like, the Sox stumble in, or get it together and stumble into the playoffs and get crushed in the first round. Nobody remembers. But if they lose and they don't even make the playoffs, that's something people are going to remember forever.
That's a good point.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah, they could
100%.
get swept and look terrible. But I think it's funny if the Braves, or I mean same with the Red Sox, but if the Braves win in the NL, that means the Phillies are going to have to play the Diamondbacks. I believe
Yes.
that they're the 3,
Yes.
which I think is kind of interesting how you got the 1-3 and then the 2-4 lineup.
Well, that's baseball. That's how it works.
Gave that reason. I hate that reason.
That's all. That's
baseball.
always the reason.
Hate
It's
that reason
baseball.
for anything.
It's baseball. What do you want the reason
It's
to be?
baseball. I don't know anything other than it's baseball. Make a logical argument.
But it's
John.
baseball.
Try that.
It's baseball.
Why don't you just
That's
tell me?
not a logical argument.
I don't even know what you want to tell me.
It's baseball.
It's baseball.
It's baseball. You're like freaking John Madden. It's football.
It's football.
I was hoping we were going to get away without talking about football.
Good one.
You know that. You know that's not going to happen.
We'll get there.
You know that's not going to happen.
I'm bitter.
I got
We'll
a bone
get
to
there.
pick, but I'll pick it later.
We'll get there.
It's
Your nose?
it's with Jaws.
Good boy.
I think everyone should have a bone to pick with Jaws. He's another one that I'm not a big fan of.
Me neither.
Jaws and
I think
Jim Rome.
I think
and
I just don't like.
Anybody else?
That's mean. I think I just don't
just
like
saying.
announcers in general. Just as a general rule, I don't like them.
What kind of
I like
announcers?
John
What
Madden,
do you want?
Or, John Gruden.
What do you want then?
I don't know. I'd almost prefer to watch the game in silence.
What?
That's how it used to be.
Yeah, I would almost prefer to watch the game in silence because, especially at this point, unless it's a nationally televised game, and even those to a point, like for basketball, you've always got like Van Gundy and Mark Jackson, and
But
even though
him.
Jackson's gonna be
Love
coaching
Scott.
now, but you always get those guys, and if the Cavs are playing, the Heat, or if the Lakers are playing the Heat, or whatever. Jeff Van Gundy, huge LeBron fan.
Homer.
Huge LeBron fan.
big
And
LeBron.
all he does is just sit there and slobber all over LeBron for 2.5 hours. Most annoying thing I've ever heard. And even when LeBron or Kobe is not playing, if it's a nationally televised game, LeBron and Kobe will be mentioned, and they will be like...
The stars of the show.
Yeah, it's like they're, the game doesn't really matter. Let's talk about Kobe and my boyfriend LeBron. And it's annoying. That annoys me. But then when you listen to like for baseball, you listen to the Orioles broadcasters, you listen to the Red Sox broadcasters, you listen to the Yankees, whoever. They are the most annoying people in the world because they and maybe the Indians do it too, but I just don't see it because I'm an Indians fan. But
I'm probably going to say they definitely also do it.
But there's teams that I can stand. There's teams that don't shove it in your face that I work for the Orioles. The Orioles broadcasters, oh my God. It's miserable. The entire time you're sitting there, they're like, oh, that wasn't a strike. I can't believe he called that one a strike. It's like, yes, it was. K-Zone just said it was a strike.
That's actually
but you're not
one of
going
the
to
things
say that.
I like about the Braves broadcasters is that they'll be like the second ones to say, I don't know if he was safe on that one.
Yeah. Well, and that's the Indians, too. If the umpire makes a bad call in favor of the Indians, they'll be like, I'm not too sure about that one. But, like, the Orioles will be like, yeah, obviously he was safe. He didn't tag him.
Clearly
like, really? Because clearly he knocked his helmet off.
Yeah.
I'd say the Nats they got a good crew.
Their crew this year is much better than it has been in the past.
Better than Rob Dibble.
Yeah.
Now they got FP in there.
Rob Dibble was...
I was never a fan of Rob Dibble, but
easily one of my least favorite
that's
people.
the sign of a bad broadcaster when Nats fans aren't even a fan of Rob Dibble.
Yeah. I think that's why they got rid of him.
But FP, everyone loves FP. He used to play for the Expos. And he just knows a lot of insight.
FP Santangelo?
Yep.
I used to have his showdown card. Actually, I think I still do have his showdown card.
FP Santangelo was in... I was playing N64 a couple weeks ago. Ken Griffey Jr. Major League Baseball.
Hold on. What were you playing on N64?
I was saying Ken Griffey Jr. Major League Baseball.
You still have an N64?
Yep.
At his beach house.
At my beach house.
You have an N64?
At his beach house. He's not going to leave an Xbox there.
Yeah. Come on.
You like get another Xbox.
No.
Yeah, but you're going to leave it at the beach house
or like a week
unwatched for 75% of the year?
That's what my friend does.
And people rent it. And can I finish my story, John?
Okay.
And guess who walks up to the plate in Ken Griffey Jr. Major League Baseball?
FP Santangelo.
FP Santangelo. And my dad and I flipped out. We high-fived. We were so excited.
Oh, boy.
We high-fived.
Over a video game.
Oh, boy.
Did you jump up and down and hug like we did when Travis Hafner hit a walk-off home run?
That was the greatest thing.
Dan walked into my room. It was the beginning of the year the end of the school year, beginning of the baseball season, and I was watching the Indians game.
This was last year?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I thought it was this year.
Oh, wow.
We were watching the Indians game, and the Indians are down, I think 2 heading into the last inning. Indians get the bases loaded, and Travis Hafner comes up with 2 outs. And, obviously I'm like biting my nails. I'm like, yeah, in real life. Okay. Real life. I'm like biting my nails. and Dan walks in, and he goes, he's going to hit a home run. And I was like, no, yeah, right. Like, come on. And he goes, if he hits a home run, can we jump up and down and hug? And I was like, sure. The chances of him hitting a home run are slim. Sure enough, next pitch over right center field fence.
We jumped up and down in the circle.
We did.
Oh, boy.
While screaming, and it was probably like 11 o'clock at night.
I went 3 times ago when I was down at, I guess, CNU. Or no, I think it was when I was down in the Outer Banks and we were watching games at Stingrays. I called a grand slam in that Yankees game.
No, you didn't.
The three grand slam Yankees game. I called one of them.
Really? Come on.
I mean, if it was any other game, it'd be a lot more impressive.
Was it like the third one?
Yes, it was the third one.
Yeah. See?
Yes, it's a lot less impressive just because of that game.
Yeah, but the chance of them hitting a third one is slim to none.
Yeah.
Well, that's like...
I mean, it was one of those, just like that. It's like half joking,
That's like saying... I don't know, I saw a tweet from someone, and now the tweet doesn't seem so weird anymore going into week 4, but the guy was like, I'm picking the Bills to win the Super Bowl. If they don't make it, obviously no one will care because I picked the Bills. If they make the Super Bowl, I'm the biggest genius in NFL history.
He was looking like a genius.
I know, right?
Looking like a genius.
He's 3-0.
I mean,
he's looking like a genius.
3-0 against the Patriots too.
And they got who they have who they have this week? Some 2-1 team, I believe.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think you're right. They've got
Pat. No,
I can't remember.
who they have? I can't.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank right now.
I'm not sure.
I'm drawing a blank. I know New England plays another subpar team in Oakland.
Jason Campbell.
Buffalo plays Cincinnati. 1:00 game.
Oh yeah,
Cincinnati.
Yeah, they should. Should take it
I was
to
wrong.
Cincy.
Not a 2-1 team. Are they?
No, they're 1-2.
Yeah, they're
1-2. They lost to San Francisco. That was one of the worst games I've ever seen. It was like at halftime it was 3-0.
Who's well, Cody, you may not be excited about this, but who's excited that Donovan McNabb is 0-3?
It just shows.
Why are you excited about that?
It shows why we got rid of him, and it kind of justifies it a little bit.
There's no reason I should be.
Okay, a little bit.
But
there's no reason I should be.
Yes, there is.
I mean,
it means it wasn't 100% our fault.
It wasn't 100. It's not. Regardless, even this year, he hasn't done that bad.
Yeah.
He hasn't done bad enough to be
done good enough to win
3-0.
But he hasn't done good enough to win a game.
But he has. I mean, he in say 1.5 games, Donovan McNabb would be 3-0. However, when you add in the second half of all of those games,
oh yeah,
unfortunately, you have to play an entire game.
It's true. But maybe
he had a lead
maybe part of that is because he can't finish a game because he doesn't have the conditioning to run the 2-minute drill.
Maybe.
Thanks, Mike Shanahan.
Maybe that's the issue at hand. He's not in shape.
It's not like they just trickle off at the end, like they blow like a 7-point lead or
no, it's bad.
Feel like they blew 20 points leads.
Bad.
I mean,
they've scored 24 points twice, 23 points once. So it's not like they're doing bad.
They're doing.
You know what I mean? The
offense
offense is doing just fine. 24 points, the average 24 points through 3 games of the year is pretty good.
Yeah. Is above average.
It's pretty good.
It's above average.
However, 39 yards in game 1, less than stellar, I would say. And then the next 2 games, he's 18 for 30, 228 yards, 22 for 36, 211 yards. 1 touchdown, no picks. He's doing enough to win games, I would think. However, the defense is choking away 20-point leads. I think the play calling there is miserable as far as helping him out in the running game. You got Adrian Peterson, one of the best backs in the game, and they're up 20 points in the second half the other day, and he has 5 rushes for 5 yards.
On paper, they're
and
good.
That's it.
They're great on paper.
Right, and they should be. But 5 rushes for 5 yards in the second half of a 20-point blowout, is not enough for Adrian Peterson. There's some sort of disconnect there with, the coaching staff and, the play calling. And, I don't think, maybe Favre wasn't to blame last year.
Oh.
Poor Favre.
Poor Favre.
Hey. Sorry.
What was that?
What was that?
It took me 25 minutes to get on the internet.
Hey, that is call for. Hey.
I just got on.
Oh boy!
And now I can look up things.
Oh boy!
And what's the first website I go to?
I should have given you my second laptop, Dan.
Oh, you brought it. You brought it with you?
No, I didn't bring it with me.
Wait, why do you have 2?
I was actually issued a laptop yesterday from USA Today.
Were you really?
I was.
They like you.
I'm one of the crew now.
You're one of the crew.
But
unfortunately, so does this? What's a nice way to say this? Is it worth the 4 hours of sleep because you got the new laptop now?
The laptop, no. But however, the experience, absolutely. Absolutely. It was. You would be shocked at how much that building or the USA Today staff lacks in technology.
Really?
Yeah. The what they do with their website for the lack of technology with the programs that they have is incredible.
That's
kind of funny.
Yeah.
That's actually really funny.
I mean, the website looks great for what they put into the system, what they put into the program. It's really neat. It's a really neat thing.
That's kind of funny.
So, just my observation after day one.
So you're kind of impressed that you got your own computer.
It's cool. It's cool stuff, man.
I like it.
And you plug your computer in, but it's instead of plugging it into like the
it's like one of those tray things that's got the big thing in the back.
Yeah, it's like a dock where you just set it in and it connects to the system with everybody else.
Yep.
Really kind of I've never seen that before. It's kind of interesting.
We had one of those when I worked in DC when I did my political affairs internship.
It's kind of interesting stuff.
Yeah.
And
you got to watch my Braves meltdown, I suppose.
I did. I did get to watch your Braves meltdown. I got to watch the Cardinals win.
What exactly do you do there?
Well, yesterday.
What is your 6-7 hour workday?
Okay, yesterday yesterday was a little bit slow because it was my first day.
Okay.
But I spent the time basically you're assigned. Yesterday I was assigned, say, 4 or 5 sports. And you watch The Wire for every one of those sports, for AP stories to come in, for staff stories to come in, and you publish stories to the web as you see fit, as they come in. And but yesterday was very slow because I had soccer and golf and boxing.
What happened in the world of golf yesterday?
Not a whole lot. That's why it was slow.
Yeah, it's
people rested.
Nobody golfs on a Tuesday.
But I mean Tiger Woods was named to President's Cup, which they posted before I got there.
That already happened.
Huh?
That happened a while ago.
Long time ago.
No, he's officially named, I believe, yesterday.
Like signed the papes.
He and whoever else.
I'm not sure why I said papes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
He and whoever. I mean, it was obvious that he was going to be, but so yeah, that's what I did yesterday. Was I think I'll be doing potentially some blogging for them as time goes on. I don't know. And yesterday the blog that they did, I think this is a kind of funny thing to bring up. You both saw the touchdown that Josh Cribbs caught at the end of the Browns game, right?
If I did, I don't remember it.
You didn't see? You saw? Come on! You saw the way the Browns won. The last. Come on! The touchdown with 43 seconds left. I want to say you watched the game. You had to have seen it on ESPN. It's on the top plays.
It was a top play?
Yes.
Then yes, I saw it. Do I remember it?
Yeah, that's I can't.
Well,
I honestly can't remember.
After Josh Cribbs catches this pass, he and Massaquoi get up and are celebrating and hugging each other or whatever, just
Hold on.
Who'd they play this weekend?
Don't ruin it for me. I'm about to watch it.
They played.
Colts? No, that was last week.
Miami. But he catches a pass. Massaquoi and Cribbs are both celebrating. And pay very close attention. You're watching it, John?
Is this?
Pay very close attention to the guy in cargo shorts and a Browns
T-shirt. You're saying it was at the end of the game.
Huh?
You're saying it was at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Then this is not what I'm watching.
All right. Well,
pay very close attention, if you watch it, to the guy that appears to be celebrating with the team that appears in cargo shorts and a Browns T-shirt.
Would it be Week 3 top 5 catches? No. Cleveland Browns last-minute touchdown pass. How about that?
There you go. Perfect.
Make that big screen.
Make it big screen.
They're celebrating.
This is an awful video.
Yes. Fan comes and celebrates with team.
Go ahead, John. Play it.
It is.
DJ, spin that.
All right, let's. This is an awful quality video. I don't know why I'm watching.
I think
it's here.
this guy has a great seat though. Oh, he's getting really excited.
This is.
Well, you should have just gone to USA Today and watched it on their site.
All right, so he got it.
All right, so
Josh Cribbs is doing something.
Okay, I can't.
No,
do
no,
it here.
keep it going.
God, it just looks so awful. The quality is just. All right.
So they're rolling on the ground together.
Good for them.
Rolling on the ground. Some players run over. And
zoom out, and
he zoomed out and is looking
zoom
at
out, and he's looking at the people. Yeah.
I'll go on the USA Today.
All right, yeah, this is.
There is.
It's on there. It's on the USA Today page.
Yeah. Well, there's a picture of it for sure up. I think they put the video up too.
I guess in the sports section.
There's a surprising amount of Josh Cribbs USA Today coverage.
Yeah, if you go, it's on the. If you go to USA Today and then go to the NFL page. It's on. It says the huddle. Fan joins Browns player in game-winning touchdown.
All right, I'm on USA Today Sports. Wait, is this it? NFL.com video?
NFL.
I forgot.
Oh, the huddle. Got it. Bingo.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Do you know?
Do you see the picture?
I do see the picture.
But watch that guy. He just comes out of nowhere. He is a fan that shows up.
All right, we got the video going. We're
My
back in
video is
business.
supposed to be here, but it won't.
John is going to post it on
the Morning Breakdown.
The Morning Breakdown page.
Facebook and Twitter.
Facebook and
Twitter.
Twitter. As it's loading. But tell me, what were we going to say about him, Freddie, as I'm watching?
I was just going to let you know that it was funny because this guy just comes out of the stands, apparently, and is celebrating with the players, gets past security, somehow makes it to the end zone.
It's buffering.
To celebrate with these guys.
All the way to the end
It's buffering. Oh, boy. The only thing I hate worse than my computer sometimes is the Mason Wi-Fi.
No. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, John.
It should be.
Sorry,
okay.
Johnny boy.
All right. I have a commercial.
You know what?
Oh, my gosh.
You know what we need to tell the viewers about?
What?
How I beat you guys at racquetball.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we all won a game, and then you won the second.
Oh, here we go, John. We're in business. We're playing.
I got a commercial.
We're playing.
How did you not get a commercial?
Because I'm better than you. Here we go.
All right, touchdown.
So touchdown. They're rolling. They're running. They're moving. Josh Cribbs is chilling. And here's the fan. The fan comes out of nowhere.
Good for him.
Yeah. And it was Massaquoi that caught it, I guess.
Oh, now it's just locker room footage.
Massaquoi catches it. Cribbs,
Yes, it's over.
and then in comes fan.
All right.
Insert fan here.
Yeah.
All right, I'm getting really upset with this NFL video thing. I'm watching Michael.
And nobody
knockdown
decks
over and
him.
over again.
Is the funniest part to me. Nobody decks him. He's like, right up in Massaquoi and Cribbs' face. And neither one of those guys deck it. They're just like they're happy to celebrate with it.
Did you read the story that goes along with it?
The blog entry?
Yeah.
Did you write it?
No, I did not know.
It says this incident
Steve
came
Coogan wrote it.
on the heels of two other recent incidents involving fan conduct during the first Sunday Night Football game of the year between the Cowboys and Jets. I didn't know this. A South Carolina fan was arrested for using an illegal stun gun on other fans.
Oh, I did hear about that. He brought it in.
A South
in his,
Carolina fan?
He brought it in his pants or something, and now
I guess he's,
because
from-
of this one incident, they have to do more than just your upper body. Now they actually have to go top to bottom.
Wait. Why does it say between the Cowboys and Jets, a South Carolina fan?
He's
one
from
of the-
Exactly.
He's from
Exactly.
Moncks Corner, South Carolina. He was charged with
He
three
was from
counts
South Carolina.
of aggravated assault and 2 weapon counts. He's 59. Old dude.
And now they're making me have more pat.
kind of
downs, and I
funny.
get very uncomfortable with those.
I'm sorry, John.
Don't like it.
But you would think, with the heightened security, I thought that was hysterical.
No, that's very funny.
That
I
this
agree.
guy is now celebrating with the Browns on the. That's something he'll remember
For
forever.
him.
Oh yeah.
There's only 43 seconds left, so if the Browns have a holding cell, I can't imagine he stayed there very long.
Would you get an is there a 15-yarder for excessive celebration with a fan?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Even if the fan you can't go to the ground, but maybe the fan can. I don't know.
What if you go to the ground because the fan pushed you on the ground because he was celebrating with you because it was excessive celebration?
I don't know. That's a good question. I hope not.
That would be kind of funny.
would it?
It would be funny.
It would be
funny, and I don't know. I thought it was, but that's what I did yesterday, John. That was my day.
So, have you met Howard Kamen by chance?
I've not met Howard Kamen. Does he do online stuff?
I have no idea.
You don't know? Okay. Good to know.
I mean, no. I know he references. I mean, he teaches my online journalism class, so I assume he does something online. I don't really know what.
I mean, if he does sports online, then I'm going to cross paths with him and probably meet him
I'm
at
sure
some
you'll cross
point.
paths with him. He's like, he does contracts and stuff like that. Like,
There's
he's one of the
say
head honchos.
this entire floor, this entire bottom floor is like the sports office.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because there's so many. Like, there's the copy staff. There's us, the online people that post everything. There's like the NFL staff. They have an MLB staff. They have a NBA staff. They have.
I want to be on the MLB staff.
Yeah, they have an awfully large amount of people. So
I like it.
Yeah.
Did you know that they only have 4 staff photographers?
For USA Today, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
That's what Kamen was telling me.
I don't think that they have. I kind of wonder how many writers they have. Period. Like actual writers, because I mean, most of what
I know, they got a lot of wire, and I know they do a little bit of freelance, very little.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I know, like, their photo stuff is all freelance and wire, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know for a fact a majority of it is from, I mean, if not from the wire, they use a program called Merlin to do it.
Merlin?
Yeah.
I just
stuff off of
I just saw the story.
Merlin 4.
Ah.
That
Yes.
It's kind of interesting.
Go for it.
It says Paul Hewitt stands behind his former player Javaris Crittenton. Who,
Really?
I tweeted that yesterday.
Okay, I hope that
did?
there is
You
a
tweeted
good
that?
reason.
I did. He went down yesterday, and I actually was kind of playing around with the program yesterday and typed in George Mason basketball and into the wire, and that's what came up was a picture of Paul Hewitt on the stand.
Okay, what did he say?
He didn't say anything. They didn't say what he said.
Well, I got a quote.
I have to assume he said
Wait,
something.
did he literally stand?
He was on the stand. Yeah.
On the stand, he said
He was a character witness for Javaris Crittenton and was actually a co-signer of the $230,000 bond that Crittenton got.
and he
Wow.
he got several people co-signed.
So
the
he does
bond.
not think that he murdered this girl.
I mean,
If you thought he murdered this girl, would you be putting up a $200,000 bond and testifying as
He got over 1,000 signers to the it's called the All-American bond.
What?
I don't think he knows. I mean, one would assume he doesn't know either way. He's going based on, I know Javaris Crittenton at the person, and this was my impression of him when I knew him, and that was his character witness or whatever you want to call it on the day of basically his. I mean, I guess it kind of his arraignment.
No, that would not be his arraignment. That would be trial.
I mean, it wasn't really trial. His bond was
then it
set.
was the grand jury indictment. That was a series of things that happened after. It's in front of the grand jury.
Okay. Well, whatever.
It would be
whatever it was.
The grand jury, in the case of a felony like a murder, would decide whether or not the state is allowed to proceed with the case.
Gotcha.
They say, "I think you have enough evidence," or "I don't think you have enough evidence," and it's purely prosecutorial. So actually, this wouldn't be that. This would have to almost be moving into the case.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but regardless, it was a character witness on behalf of Javaris Crittenton. He was down in Atlanta yesterday. Took the stand, co-signed a bond. So
if he actually took the stand as a character witness,
yes, there was a picture of him on the stand.
Yes,
that doesn't necessarily mean he took the stand.
Why is that?
So I believe that if he's on the stand,
I don't think he posed for a picture on the stand.
Well, they're not supposed to have pictures in a courtroom during a live trial. So if there is a picture of him on the stand, that's not supposed to happen.
Well,
Are you sure?
Yes.
I mean, is it considered a live trial if he's just a character witness? I don't know.
Yeah, dude, we
Yes.
watched CNN. They have the entire footage of trials going on.
That's CNN.
Yeah, with Casey Anthony and stuff like that.
whole
I mean,
Casey
you
Anthony
did see a lot of pictures.
It's always
and stuff
up to the discretion of the judge.
Okay, well, then
100%
maybe
of the time.
maybe the judge was okay with it.
So maybe the judge is okay with it, but I doubt it.
Hewitt,
Well,
I mean,
regardless, are you okay with that?
I'm okay with it. Let me read you one thing Hewitt said. He said they didn't give much, and I don't know if you got more, but it's a quote. He doesn't accept anything but the best from himself. He's not a young man that needs basketball to be successful. He was very upbeat when he spoke to him. Hewitt actually spoke to him hours before that. Witnesses said that he was the shooter in this drive-by. So he spoke to him right before the police, I guess, picked him up on the date, which is weird.
Now, how's that weird?
Why would he need to talk to him on that day?
I don't know, but it just doesn't seem weird to me.
Well,
I'm not trying to
regardless-
say or imply that Hewitt was involved in any way. I'm just saying, I'm guessing Crittenden.
It is. I mean, it is
Hewitt.
a little strange that and like Dan said, we're not trying to say that he was involved. It's just a little. It's a little strange
even if
that
he's
he
not
was
involved, and say you're really close with your former head coach. I mean, that.
right. I'm just saying. I mean, is that the last person you're going to call before you go shoot somebody? I don't know. I don't know. But regardless,
I mean, yeah. Every time
what
I
do you
shoot
think?
somebody, I always call my high school baseball coach.
What do you think? Are you good with Coach Hewitt basically now associating himself with an alleged murderer?
I have to look at it two ways. And one way I really don't like. One, you would have to say he's so dedicated to his former players that even if they're tried for murder, he will still be by their side. Which most people look at as a good thing. I look at it as a bad thing. For this reason, that he is getting way too tied up in some less than favorable circumstances surrounding his former players and even his current players.
Well, I see.
Go ahead.
Dan, what were you going to say?
I love it. And the first thing that popped into my head was a comparison, not on the same level, but Tony Dungy and Mike Vick and visiting him in jail. I understand it's not on the same level. And
No, murder. Murder is
I
different.
understand that, John, and I understand the difference, but I'm a strong believer in you stick by someone's side. If there was ever a time that, regardless if he committed the murder or not, if there's ever a time that...
No, if he committed the murder, I feel like that's a pretty good time to not stand by his side.
No.
But you don't know.
You don't know right now?
I don't know.
I mean, in Coach Hewitt's defense, it is. I mean, it just like the jury will decide whether or not he's guilty. It's not up to Coach Hewitt to decide whether or not he's guilty. So, up until the point that he is proven guilty, I think it's respectable that he traveled all the way down to Atlanta, Georgia, or where I think it was in Atlanta, to be at his former player's trial and stand up for as a character witness for a guy that outsiders, people looking in like you and I, see Javaris Crittenden, involved in a gun incident with Arenas,
yeah.
now involved in murder. We automatically assume the guy's guilty.
I just automatically assume he's on a downward spiral.
And
Whether or not he's guilty, he's
I
on a
think that's
downward spiral.
fair.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's true.
But a downward spiral is different than being a murderer.
Very different.
And downward spiral is no excuse to, completely turn your back on a former player. Downward spiral equals Tony Dungy to Mike Vick, I would think. And I think it's respectable that he went down there. And in fact, when I tweeted last night and said something about it and was like, because I was in the same boat as you, John. I was like, I don't know how I feel about. I like that he's
like if there was no Andre Cornelius situation, if he kept Luke Hancock, if he didn't get run out of Georgia, I'd be okay with it because it's a stand-up guy standing up for one of his players. But now it's you have your hands tied up in a new program. Your starting point guard is now under charges.
Yeah, but that's not his fault.
And this is just I know they're not. I know none of them are his fault. But I do feel like he's getting very involved with things that I don't really want to see him involved
Are
in.
you afraid that his mind is not going to be fully committed to this team and his mind's not going to be on the court?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I absolutely don't think that that's going to be the case.
Or at very least, it'll be a distraction for the players.
And I think that you think that it'll be a distraction for the players that he went down to Crittenden's case?
That he's involved with all of this.
But see,
I think
that after this, his appearance in Georgia yesterday,
yeah,
what reason does he have to go back?
I assume it was the trial. If it was not the trial, then he is going back for the trial.
Why?
Because they're probably going to subpoena him.
For what?
To be a character witness.
I mean,
if it's not already the trial. I have no idea if it is.
I don't know how any of that works, but regardless,
if I get in, if somebody picks me up for a drug charge, they say that I've been taking cocaine and I've been on cocaine for a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I can't pull any witnesses that say they have seen me not on cocaine because you can't disprove a negative. Mm-hmm. But I can pull character witnesses, and I can subpoena as many as I want.
Don't subpoena me because I won't be in your favor.
I will not come either.
I'll be like, John Powell seems like the type of individual.
8 to 10 a.m. every day, Coop.
I've never seen him do it. However,
the Grinch pants.
Suspicions are there.
The Grinch pants gave it away for me.
Yeah, I see. But this flannel doesn't.
The only thing that I would work.
Are you good with this flannel?
Are you wearing
good
pajama
with
jeans?
flannel, just not Grinch flannel.
No, these are
Grinch flannel is a little odd.
These are near flannel.
John, from my perspective, they look like pajama jeans.
They're pajamas,
Jeans.
not jeans. They're
You can wear them like real jeans,
they're like
but they're pajamas.
But they're pajamas.
they're pajamas.
Pajama jeans.
Yeah.
Bow, bow,
Because
banana.
I knew I was going to go
Pajama
back
jeans.
to my house so that I could get prepared for today.
Ready, John?
Huh?
Bow, bow, banana now.
No.
Pajama jeans.
No. No.
I think we just made a new commercial for pajama jeans.
How did you know?
You should call them. I think my
You got to
sister.
produce it in the studio over there and just email it to them?
Yeah.
I think my sister has pajama jeans, so she would probably be on board for that.
Yeah. We can have like a clip of her in the background clapping or something. Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah,
not what
pajama
this is.
jeans.
That's not what this is.
Oh, okay. No.
Point is, you can subpoena anyone you want as a character witness.
Which is fine. Regardless, I don't think that he's that. I mean, he's devoted to his former player, but I don't think he's so devoted to this case in particular that it's going to take away from his ability to coach this team.
I'm not saying it'll necessarily take away from his ability to coach a team. I'm saying that I think it'll be a distraction at very least.
I think
when my coaches were involved in stuff like this in high school, it was a distraction.
The only way that I see it as a distraction is this is a perfect scenario for the media to grab something that's off the court and try to talk about how it may be affecting him on the court. Let's say we don't do well this season or have a bad start. It's a very easy thing to say that this is what's distracting.
See, I wouldn't go as far as to say that this one thing is doing it. I think that it's all of it being compiled. That the two starters left, one graduated, one transferred. That your head coaching staff isn't a huge change. That your starting point guard is now on trial, and that now your head coach is involved in another trial. Like, all of these things are stacking up now, and it makes me very uncomfortable. If it was just Paul Hewitt coming in and Cam on graduating, season's looking great to me. But Luke Hancock leaves, Andre Cornelius gets picked up for a fraud charge and a misdemeanor. I guess that was just all of these things stack up, and I don't like it.
I'm sorry you don't like it.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
Well,
not one bit.
I'm sorry as well.
You should be.
No, I'm not.
You'll be sorry
lied.
you'll be sorry when you see the
I don't know why I lied there.
on-court product go down.
I don't think it will.
I don't think it will at all.
I
But
think it will now.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Not because I don't think this is like the straw that broke the camel's back or anything.
The great thing, John, about this talk show is that the things we talk about will play out and we'll know who's right. And it won't be you.
Not necessarily. I mean, in this situation, yes, but not for everything.
Why not for everything?
No, I mean, not for some of them are just opinions.
No, we'll see how things play out and how our opinion is related. Do you want to take my bet now?
I mean, I still think the New England Patriots are better than the Bills. Just because the Bills beat them doesn't mean that I think the Bills are a better team.
Do you want to take my bet now that you'll stand up for the show on Friday if the Braves don't make the playoffs?
It has to be something more.
John, I just want you to stand up for the entire show. You cannot sit down for 2 hours. I don't care if we're in commercial. Even if there's a fire.
Even if there's a fire,
I want something more. I want you to lose something.
I don't. Okay, make me lose something. Not financial though.
I mean, I don't know what you have.
His pride. That's what he has.
I don't want this to just be a I hurt your pride thing.
Why don't you just stand up? It's easy.
You need to lose. I feel like it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm not saying I want you to put $200 on it like I do.
You just don't want to stand up. You're just afraid you're going to lose.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to stand up. Oh, my.
If you weren't afraid, you'd just say, okay, and be like, not a big deal.
No, I just want you to lose something. I want this to be worth the bet.
Fine. Well, you think of something. We have an hour left. You think of something. Propose it before the show ends. Before we wish everyone a Happy New Year.
Why are we wishing them a Happy New Year?
Because it's the Jewish New Year. Tomorrow.
So Happy Jewish
Tomorrow,
New Year
not
to
today.
all the Jews that are out there.
Happy Jewish New Year to all the Jews.
It's called Rosh Hashanah.
Rosh Hashanah.
Happy Rosh Hashanah.
Happy Rosh Hashanah.
You actually say...
Rosh Hashanah.
You guys want to learn some Hebrew?
No.
Okay.
Well, that ended.
You say L'Shana Tova.
Shana Toba?
Shana
Shana
Tova.
Toba.
L'Shana Tova.
Shana Toba.
Good.
That was pretty good, John.
I hope I was right.
Is that how you say Happy
If you're not right, I would like to invite your father to call into the show right now and correct you on
Yes,
air,
please.
to call you out in front of everyone.
Or anybody else that knows this that's listening, 703-993-WGMU. We're looking at you off Fairfax campus, people who were eating in their dining hall.
I just got confirmation. I'm correct.
You are correct.
I'm correct.
Did your sister let you know?
My sister has let me know. Also, has informed me she does not own pajama jeans, so we're going to need to find a new representative.
Aha!
So...
Maybe she should get some pajama
close.
jeans so that we can use her as our representative.
Say it again.
L'Shana Tova.
L'Shana Tova. How did I get Hana?
Just think of it like Shana, like Shana, na, you know, that's all.
Or Shania Twain.
Shania Twain.
Tova.
L'Shana
Tova.
Shania Twain Tova.
Do you say Meshuggah at the end? Or
Do you know what Meshuggah means?
I have no idea.
It means crazy.
So yes, is that a yes?
No, you don't say it at the end.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of being in a downward spiral.
That's us. That's us. We're in a downward spiral.
Gosh,
But you
John,
know what can always save us from a downward spiral, Cody?
What?
You know what can always save us from a downward spiral?
Maybe this picture that you posted on Facebook of a little puppy in a hot dog bun.
It's an inbred dog.
Where is it?
It's an inbred dog. It's on my Facebook.
You need to go look at this.
Go to my Facebook.
It actually says inbred dog. And the puppy is inbred.
Oh, that is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's an inbred dog.
Oh my gosh.
Boy. But we really do need to take a break.
All right, you know who I'd like to talk to? Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. Awesome. L'Shana Tova, everybody.
It breaks his heart seeing foreign cars filled with fuel that isn't ours, and wearing cotton we didn't grow. He's got the red, white, blue flying high on the farm, Semper Fi tattooed on his left arm. Spent a little more in the store for a tag, and the back it says USA. He won't buy nothing that he can't fix. With WD-40 and a Craftsman wrench, he ain't prejudiced. He's just made in America.
Good morning and welcome back to the Morning Breakdown here on WGMU Radio. Cody, give me a .com, please.
.com.
No, that was not the regular.
Boy.
All right.
What kind of
There you
thing?
go.
Was that better?
I have to.
Sorry.
John told me we need to play. I need to give a reason for playing that song, and my reasoning is because I like it.
Because I want to.
See, when I play the songs, I try to have a little bit to go with it.
Because when I bring the show back, I play the songs I want to play that I like to sing along to as I'm bringing the show
That's
back.
100% what happens. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't. No, you got to have a bit. There's got to be a reason for why you play the song.
Okay, I have a reason. I was as well made in America.
That's your reason.
I have
Okay.
the red, white, and blue flying high on the farm.
Do you have Semper Fi tattooed on your left arm?
No.
Do you spend a little more for a tag that in the back says?
I spend a little more in the store for a tag in
What
the
did
back.
I say?
Just spend a little more for a tag.
I wasn't doing the actual line.
Anyway,
You were attempting to, though.
No.
Yeah, it's okay,
Because
though.
I would've,
It's okay, though.
The verb is actually incorrect.
The verb.
If you were to say it like I said it, the verb would actually be incorrect the way that it is in the song.
the verbiage. The verbiage.
The verbiage.
All right, we should probably talk about sports. No,
I
I'm
mean,
just
it is a self-proclaimed sports morning show, so.
kidding.
And Cody doesn't want to talk about Charlie Sheen anymore, so.
No, I don't. That was the worst bit ever last
that
year
man.
when you were constantly digging up crap to talk
I
about.
love that man.
I do
Love that man
too,
so
but
much.
just because... Whatever. Dan, go.
MNF this week, Monday Night Football.
Yep.
John and my beloved Redskins took to the ground against the Dallas Cowgirls. And, I mean,
Good Rex, bad Rex.
I don't know what I want to say to begin with because I have a bone to pick with Jaws, but I'll wait a second before I
Good
say
Rex,
it.
bad Rex.
Not as great as first two games Rex, not as bad as I've seen Rex before. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give him a 4. Five being perfectly average.
I give him
give
a
him
5 because he was perfectly average.
I give him a little below average.
He had what, 2 picks?
1 pick.
Just one?
1 pick, and he threw it right to the guy, I believe. He had 1 fumble, at least 1 fumble, maybe
Okay.
2.
Two turnovers is what I was thinking.
Yes, he had
All
2
right.
turnovers.
Well, I look at it this way. The 1 turnover accounts for the touchdown, and the other turnover accounts for getting them into scoring position. So, for me, perfectly average.
Yeah, but
Exactly average.
2 things really bother me about this game.
Yes.
1,
That they won without having a touchdown?
Nope.
Because that really bothered me.
nope, doesn't bother me at all. They played the game the right way.
You're supposed to score a touchdown in
Well,
one game.
you play the game to score. If
What
you
are they, the
score,
Redskins?
you score, you score. What bothered me, 2 things. 1 is we were too eager to get to Romo. And we sacrificed the secondary, I believe. We were way too eager to get to Romo because he was hurt.
See, I wouldn't say that because their biggest gain through the entire half was like 8 yards. So I wouldn't even say that.
It looked like we were too eager to get to him. We couldn't get to him. And I think that sacrificed them coming through the field.
I see.
The second thing that bothered me was second half play calling.
What did you want from
Offensively? Offensively.
Okay.
Why did we not run the ball more in the at the end of that game?
Yeah, I don't know.
No reason to pass the ball 3 times up by, or we were up
that's the thing. When you're leading
up
and the game's
one
winding down
with 7 minutes left.
Yeah, when you're leading and the game's winding down, if you have a running back that you don't have enough confidence in to get you your 10 yards over 3 carries, you got some other issues.
Hightower can get that too.
I think, that's the thing. I think he can.
And in fact, he averaged 3 yards a
stupid.
carry, so he averaged enough essentially. I mean, not technically, but
I mean, he it's one gain for the one little extra push for the extra yardage. But even not,
right?
Even if you miss, you've taken a minute and a half off the game clock, or more if they didn't stop it, and until you punt it away.
I just don't think that the play calling was good coming down the stretch, and we were too eager to get to Romo because he was hurt.
Those are your 2 things. My 2 things are, 1, I don't think you should win a game if you don't score a touchdown, unless it's like
unless you score more points than the other team.
No, unless it's unless it's like a 0-0 game that's going into the final seconds and you kick a field goal to win. I feel like you should score a touchdown to win the game.
Okay,
that's my number 1 thing.
I disagree, but go ahead.
Number 2, when I was in the beginning of the season, I was very ecstatic about our special teams. Very ecstatic. And now they've screwed me twice.
What were you excited about the special teams? Banks?
Brandon Banks running the ball back. Graham Gano, who I thought was going to have a really breakout year after he kicked the game-winning field goal in the UFL 2
What did he do wrong in that game?
It's not. I didn't say it was him. I'm saying special teams unit. Bad snap cost us the game.
Not bad snap, bad hold.
Bad hold. Right.
Yes.
Right. It was definitely Sav Rocca's fault.
Rocca just dropped. Dropped that ball.
Okay, but
he pulled a Tony Romo.
Not his fault.
We can say bad snap, bad hold, whatever. But how many bad snaps did Dallas have to overcome?
How many?
Give us
Far too many.
Too many?
When?
Far too many, huh?
In that game?
Absolutely in that game. So much so that Tony Romo was.
Not field goal snaps, real snaps.
Real snaps.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Real snaps.
Yeah. And that's actually the play that bothered me about what Jaws said. You remember the last play? It was a bad snap. Romo was calling an audible. The guy snapped the ball, went out, 15 yards back, and he throws a deep bomb or 21-yard pass to Des Bryant.
Yeah.
After that play, I believe it was Jaws goes, "Wow, what a play from Tony Romo!
Slid to the side.
This is one of the best games of his year, of his career.
What?
This is one of the best games.
Without throwing a touchdown, it's one of his best games.
Because of that one pass, or this is a game he'll remember because it's one of his best.
See, I don't think he intended it to sound like it was one of his best games. Period. However, with everything that Tony Romo endured during the week, as far as broken ribs and punctured lung and whatever else, and the armor suit that he was wearing was fit for war.
It was. People could have shot him.
The guy beat one of the reporters beat the other one with a shovel.
He was having
when he was wearing it on.
Too, yeah.
The guy put on Tony Romo's little padded thing.
Yeah.
And the other guy sat on the sideline with a shovel and beat him with it.
True.
And it didn't hurt him.
You don't know how much I want to be the reporter beating the other guy with it.
Yeah. The guy was having a blast. He did it.
I bet.
Did it once, and the other guy that was wearing it put the mic back up to his face, and the guy reared back again. So he moved his arm again, and he hit him a second time, and then he put his grabbed the mic again, put it back up to his face, and the guy reared back again, and finally the guy was like, "You done?"
I like it.
He just looked at him like, "Are you kidding me?" But with everything that he endured during the week, and then whatever was going on with his center, that it seemed like every pass that Tony Romo had to make, he was falling back, going to grab the ball from behind him, that he was playing dodgeball.
I don't feel like it's as bad as you're making it sound.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't good.
There must have been bad snaps. There had to have been at least 5 to 7 bad snaps that either went over his head,
okay,
or were snapped too early, which I don't understand when you're at home.
Yeah.
were snapped too early and hit you in the chest, hit you in the
That's
arm.
called stupidity of the center.
I don't understand that at all. And, so that, enduring all of that,
Yeah.
and still coming out with a win, kudos to Tony Romo.
Kudos.
I mean,
Kudos.
I hear what you're saying, and Phil Costa, who's the center, definitely seemed flustered all throughout the night.
I mean, he could have cost him the game.
Easily, Romo was never shy in verbally expressing his frustrations with Costa, or Kevin Ogletree for that matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
UVA grad.
UVA grad.
UVA grad.
That must be why he fumbled.
Oh.
Oh.
Very fast, though.
I'm sorry, Mr. Zimmet, if you're watching.
He should be a Raider. Kevin Ogletree should be a Raider, in all honesty,
Why?
because he's like 98 speed in Madden.
Oh.
Don't they have 100?
No,
Don't they have
just
100?
99.
No, I mean, in the game, don't they have 100 something?
Nope, just 99. Deshaun Jackson, 99 speed. Anyway, I mean, I hear what you're saying, Cody, and I'm not necessarily going to say I disagree with you because I think you make some really great points. But I mean, kind of for me, just regardless of the scenario, I would not nearly come close to saying that he played a good or decent game, aside for that one play.
Yeah, I don't think he really played that great of a game. I just think it was a halfway decent game, and I think it was one that he will remember because he was in such pain, and every time he got hit, every time he threw the ball, he just winced every time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, in that respect, that's why I think it'll be a memorable one for him. Did he play all that well? No. I mean, he didn't do anything spectacular. 255 yards and a pick. He was. You could argue he was worse than Rex Grossman.
Couldn't throw a touchdown, I mean.
But he did what it took to win a football game.
Here's what I have the issue with.
That's true. He won.
Not with the game itself, but with ESPN. I had the Cowboys' defense and special teams. 2 turnovers from Rex Grossman alone. Allowed 1 touchdown. Kicked like 15 field goals, and I got 10 points. How does that happen? How is defense and special teams worth so little when they do so well?
Because they didn't do. I mean, they had 1 sack. I'm sorry, 3 sacks.
3 sacks.
Yeah, 1 pick, 1 fumble recovery. They didn't really. I mean, they did good as far as football game is concerned, but as far as fantasy is concerned,
do we not get points for field goals?
No, you don't get points for field goal. Why?
You're supposed to get points for field goals.
No, you're not.
You should.
No, you.
Defense and special teams. What's the most important thing a special teams can do during the entire
Do you not
game?
play with a kicker?
Do
you not play with a kicker?
I mean, I do.
Okay, so there's your field goals.
But it's special teams. I feel like I should get counted for.
DST.
I feel like you're wrong.
I feel like I should get counted for.
DST.
I like it.
No. Sorry. The only special teams points you really get are if somebody fumbles it on a punt return or whatever, or if you run a touchdown back.
Right.
You don't get
I want
anything
my
else.
points because it's special teams and special teams scored.
Do you get it for blocks?
No idea.
Yes.
You do get blocks.
Yeah.
Well, then I got a point there.
Yeah, you do get blocked field goals and whatever else.
I also don't like that goes against Graham Gano that he
No, who
missed
said it-
from 35.
Statistically, absolutely goes against them.
Right.
I've yet to hear.
I don't like
I've yet to hear any sports announcer, media.
No, I just don't like that when you're reading a stat sheet, he's had 2
Oh.
blocked field goals on
Well-
there because he really hasn't.
I know this. Gosh, I compare things to like the worst comparisons. I need to work on my comparisons. But
Yes, you do.
You hit a little blooper into left center field, and it drops in. And you hit it in the perfect sweet spot. It looks like a line drive in the hole.
Okay.
I mean, you don't really deserve a hit.
Yes, you do. Just
I mean,
because a hit.
so then-
see, I would compare that more to.
Gosh, my comparisons are
that
terrible.
is just a bad comparison.
Can you guys help me with my
Well,
comparisons?
here's the thing. With,
I
with
would compare
baseball,
that more
it's so
to-
hard to get a hit anyway.
As a pitcher, if you bounce a ball, if the ball touches the dirt, period, typically you get a wild pitch.
Right.
Ah,
as you should.
However,
comparison.
if you throw a fastball into the dirt right in front of the catcher,
He's supposed to block it.
He should block that ball.
Yeah, I agree.
100% should block that ball. As a major league catcher,
if the catcher's back here, the ball bounces like a foot in front of him, and it gets by him between his legs, I'm counting that as a pass ball when I keep the book.
yes, but typically major league scorekeepers, if the ball touches the dirt, period, it's a wild pitch.
It's a wild pitch. Yeah.
Do you deserve a wild pitch for it? No.
No.
But it does go against you.
And a lot of pitches are often made to bounce. Like that's what they're supposed to do.
Right.
Okay.
And
but that's,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I don't really disagree with it either. I don't really care.
But I mean, yes, it goes against him, and I see what you're saying.
But I mean, when it's all said and done, I don't think, I don't think the Redskins are. I think this was kind of a slap back to reality for Redskins fans. I think is why it bothers people so much.
I mean, I still hold the game as Sav Rocco losing it for us.
Not true.
But regardless, it's a loss. It's an underachieving Redskins offense, a decent Redskins defense, not nearly as good as they had been previously, and it's a loss. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things that I think the reason people are so bothered by it is because the Redskins were 2-0, and all of a sudden the Redskins are a playoff team, the Redskins are a Super Bowl team in the eyes of a lot of fans.
Yeah.
I think what bothered people the most was that we win this game, we're going to St. Louis 3-0, great shot going 4-0 into the bye, come back. You got Philly at home.
But
and Skins fans, and I mean probably all fans. I mean I can't speak for other fans. I'm not a fan of another team, but I mean we do that all the time. We do that constantly. It's the story of my life.
Right. But and that's why I think and the fact that it came, your first loss came at the hands of the Cowboys.
Right, and that's always bitter.
Is kind of the issue. But the sad reality is the Redskins are they're no better than average.
I agree.
And that's it's difficult for people to accept that.
I mean, I said we'd have a 6-win season. I'm still holding to my guns.
Right. And I completely agree with you.
Yeah,
if they get the 6 wins. So, and with the schedule that they have, quite honestly, they should have a lot more wins than that. They drew the cellar dwellers in every
They have the easiest schedule in the
non-conference
NFC
game.
East. Yeah. They have the easiest schedule in the NFC East.
Right.
The Perros Rojas.
What?
That'll be Redskins in Spanish.
Oh. Thank you, Daniel.
Okay.
Thank you. Dan's teaching us all sorts of languages today.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What was that one? Le Shaka Toro? Le Shana?
There you go.
Le Shana Toro.
Nope.
Tova.
There you go. Combine the
Shania Twain Tova.
Yep. And then
Shania
what is it
Twain
for real though?
Lashana Tova.
Happy Jewish New Year. That's what it's for real.
Attaboy.
Anyways, I feel like it is our civic duty right now
to wish everybody a happy Jewish New Year.
No.
We got to talk about the BB, the double Bs.
To give a potentially final update.
It's not going to be final. This thing was supposed to be final 2 weeks ago.
This thing is
on the Banana Boy.
Rile some feathers in this studio. Here we go.
This is going to rile some feathers in the studio. So much so that I may very well vent my frustrations as I frequently do by writing a letter to the editor of the Freelance Star and getting my opinion out there. I don't care what people think. I don't care if you think I'm heartless because this kid is autistic.
And you're heartless, Cody. You're heartless.
This morning, Dr. Spillman was forced to resign as principal of Colonial Forge High School after just under a month as principal because she suspended an autistic kid for 5 days for dressing up as a banana, running across the field, and then being disrespectful when asked to stop.
Yes.
There's That's messed up.
That is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard.
Yes.
Coming from the Stafford County Public School System.
It's terrible.
They preach, everybody in that school system talks about how, we want the best teachers, we want the best this, we want the best that, especially Colonial Forge High School.
Oh, yeah.
We want the best teachers because, Colonial Forge has been, at least while I was there, had the best SAT scores, the best, overall grades for the most part, had some of the most advanced classes in the county, and Colonial Forge prides themselves on that. But all of a sudden, you turn your back on a principal who,
got you there.
Well, no. Dr. Spillman was only there for about a month.
Maintained it?
Maintained it.
Maintained it.
And coming into the school year, the morale of that school was so high. Everybody raved about how Dr. Spillman, with the former principal, Dr. Martin, a lot of people had complaints. I myself liked her. However, a lot of people had complaints that, they didn't really have a say in what went on within the school. Dr. Spillman came in, changed all of that, and made students, made teachers, made staff, everybody feel like they had a say within, with what happened at the school. Now all of a sudden, the superintendent and the school turns their back on the principal. How in the hell do you plan on getting the best teachers when you're so quick to turn your back on
another one?
Another educator.
An otherwise great principal. I don't get it.
And I think the two things that we were talking about this before is the two things are one, it was premeditated. It was any student could have done it,
right?
Because it was premeditated. So I could have brought a banana suit to a football game and worn it. And it's like me asking you to film it.
Right. Here's my issue. The mom is claiming that, Dr. Spillman suspended her child because he's autistic and because, and what he did was basically happened because he's autistic. It was an impulse reaction. Okay? It was an impulse action. Mm-hmm. Bring a banana suit to a game, first of all. You knew what you were going to do. You planned this out. You had your friends videotape it. You planned this out. And then you were disrespectful on top of it. That is not, an impulse thing. That doesn't happen, just out of the blue. Okay? That's my first issue. So that's wrong.
I agree.
And my take on it is, and I'm sorry if I seem heartless. I'm sorry if I seem like a jerk.
Don't be sorry.
But it happens all the time, and it irritates me with everybody. You're not a minority. You're not you're not, autistic. You're not this until it benefits you. If somebody singles you out as being, whatever, you get all riled up, and you're like, I want to be treated like everybody else. But the minute it benefits you, the minute you can, call fast to treat me special, like you wouldn't treat anybody else. However, there's other kids within the county, and it's happened before. It's happened this year. Somebody runs across the field. Student is suspended. Typically, they're suspended for 10 days. They cut that in half, taking into account the child's condition. They cut that in half, yet that's not enough. You have to go out and force, an otherwise great principal to resign.
Obviously, I think we're both saying that had this kid not been autistic, things would have played out 100% differently.
Oh, absolutely.
No doubt about it.
Absolutely.
And
there's no question that it would have.
It wouldn't have been an issue to even be put in the paper, much less be reported incorrectly in the paper if he wasn't autistic.
Nope. It's true.
A story came out of nothing.
And that's why, that's why the mom went to the press to begin with. She's the one that went to the papers.
Oh, she started it all. Yeah.
She's the one that contacted the press and said, and is crying foul because her child was suspended for being stupid. Take control of your child. If he or she is not responsible enough to not know that they can't run across the field and then be a douchebag about it, take responsibility over your child and stop blaming it on everybody else. Because if it were me and I was the one that ran across the field, banana costume or not, because there was a kid at Mountain View while I was in school who ran across the field, jumped the fence, nothing happened with police or anything like that, in a Speedo, and was suspended. I believe suspended for the entire year from school.
Wow.
So, if it's any other kid, and one of the things was, I think the superintendent was a little irked by the fact that, and issued an apology because Dr. Spillman disciplined students who wore T-shirts that stated "Free Banana Man." Okay? What happens if, the people in human resources, the people in, within the county offices show up today with a T-shirt that says "Free Dr. Spillman"? The superintendent's going to be pissed.
Yep. What if they're waving them around like rally towels?
Right. He's going to be pissed.
Absolutely.
There's such a double standard, and it's wrong.
And that touches also on free speech. And I know you give up a lot of your rights when you step on a school grounds. And every school has a sign or something, or you sign something at the beginning of the year that says, you're in my property, you follow our rules. But that's got to touch in the grounds of freedom of speech somewhere.
Well, but the thing is, I don't think there would have been an issue if students only wore shirts that say "Free Banana Man." I don't think that's an issue, and if that was the only reason that they were suspended from school or whatever, then I'd be like, maybe she needs to apologize. However, if they're taking them off and waving them around in some sort of protest, it's a distraction. It's a distraction of what's going on in the classroom. It's no longer freedom of speech. Mm-hmm. It's a distraction.
I agree. Just
like it would be if the county employees were to wear Free Dr. Spillman shirts.
I would like to see that, actually. I would like to see that because I want this. I know it's your school and that you probably want it all to just go away, but I would like that to happen because I kind of want this story to keep going on because it's very interesting to me. I would be fine with it. I don't want the story to go away because I think it's a bunch of crap, and I think that Dr. Spillman deserves, she did nothing wrong. She deserves to at least get her case heard.
Right. She did absolutely from the facts that are presented. She did nothing wrong.
Yeah, let her talk.
Now, if you read the Freelance Star and if you read some of the local papers that have only talked to, the child's mom, mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely, Dr. Spillman was wrong.
Right.
Of course, the Dr. Spillman was wrong because her child would never do that.
Yep.
But if you look at both sides, Dr. Spillman is 100% correct, and for her to be forced to resign because of all of this is BS.
I have a couple things to say about this.
What's up?
Number one, I'm looking on Fredericksburg.com. They post their opinion stuff on there, mm-hmm. all their letters to the editor. Mm-hmm. It varies from readers saying, I don't care because it's a silly story at best, to people that are supporting Spillman, to people that are supporting, free speech, of course, but it is a school. But okay, here's the line: a school is no place for children to think or to challenge the status quo or to have an opinion. Would it be more fruitful to make them wear uniforms, place them in manacles? They're either going from one extreme to the other, or just throwing the whole thing out and saying it's silly.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, there's this. The entire thing was written on sarcasm alone. One of them that I read. That's first thing. Second thing, 30 Colonial Forge teachers attended Tuesday's school board meeting to show support for Spillman. That's a sign.
Right.
When 30 teachers are with you.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Especially for a school board meeting.
Is that most?
No, it's not a private school.
Yeah, I know, but I went to a really big high school, and I feel like there weren't that many teachers.
I mean, I went to like a 400 person high school.
4,400?
400 person high school.
Oh my gosh. I went to 2,400 person high school.
I mean, I had 400, and we probably had some around like 30.
Okay, so maybe I had more like 70.
Probably. I mean, it's a lot. Either way you cut it, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Last thing. Here's the superintendent, Randy Bridges, who made a statement on Forge's website. He said, "My staff under my direction has reviewed the recent actions of Colonial Forge High School relating to the wearing of yellow T-shirts and other activities in support of a student who had been recently disciplined. We have concluded that many of the actions that were taken by the school were inappropriate. We are sorry for any embarrassment or inconvenience incurred by the students who were appropriately exercising their freedom of speech and by the families of those students. This administration and the school board fully support the First Amendment rights of our students." See? What that says to me
Freedom of speech.
is he doesn't know what the issue is.
He's full of crap is what he is.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to cover his own you-know-what.
Of course he
is. And you know what? If this would have happened to Dr. Martin, who was easily one of the best principals in Stafford County, it'd be the same way. They would have had no problem saying, okay, you need to resign, even though you're the best principal that Stafford County has ever had.
Right.
You need to resign because you were wrong. Which is crap.
Yeah.
It's crap.
I hear you, man.
The whole thing's crap. I don't like it.
None of us like it.
It just shows that people who are reporting on the story, the local paper that should be the one that's most deeply invested in it doesn't know what the issue is. The superintendent doesn't know what the issue is. And just because somebody cries, help me, help me, help me, that doesn't mean you should. That's how I look at it.
Al Watkins was the only person to stand up and speak about Dr. Spillman. Said Dr. Spillman encourages an environment of camaraderie, values our professional opinions, and has a friendly, approachable spirit. He was the only one to speak up. However,
I like it.
When he spoke up, he got a standing ovation from all of Colonial Forge.
Yeah, it's a sign.
All of the entire staff.
Who is this?
Mr. Watkins.
Oh, okay.
That's a sign.
It's a sign. it's a sign at very least. I mean, we all know that there's the occasional problems with Stafford and Spotsylvania public schools, but this just went way overboard way too quickly. It's been like, what, 2 weeks? The whole story, start to finish right now, assuming this is finished, is like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, I think it was about 2 weeks
Something
ago.
like that, yeah.
Something like that.
All right. Well, hopefully that one's finished. But you know what isn't finished is the George Mason men's soccer team's incredible run after defeating 3 ranked opponents. Now they have the number 18 ranking, and we have Coach Greg Andrulis on with us. Coach, how are you doing?
Good morning. How are you guys?
Oh, we're always great. It's always good to have you on. What's it like to be in this big run?
It's great for the guys in the program, and we put together a very difficult schedule from start to finish leading into the conference, and I think we grew an awful lot during that time, especially since we were integrating so many new guys. And through that schedule, we had some ups and downs, but the team chemistry, the work rate, the determination has just been fantastic. And we shared with the guys yesterday that they've worked incredibly hard, and they're getting a little bit of the fruits of their labors. And part of it is they're playing very well. So you add all those things together, and we're in a good place right now.
Taylor Morgan specifically, he's the big scorer on the team, and on 2 of those games, he's had a penalty kick that he's put in. And I haven't played soccer, in years. I used to play when I was little, but I mean, I couldn't imagine the kind of pressure that would be on him for like the ODU game for the win, for the game I guess about a week or so ago for the win. How's he been dealing with the pressure? I mean, he's been coming through.
strikers are unique individuals. They have to have a certain mentality because they get so many chances, and very few of them do they actually score. So they have to be very mentally tough just by nature to be in that position. And Taylor worked incredibly hard in the off season to improve a lot of different segments of his game, and he's one of those guys who's really reaping the rewards of all that hard work, and being surrounded with a good team that feeds him a lot and helps him get those goals are all terrific for him. So we couldn't be happier for him and the group. And that penalty kick doesn't occur if Timmy Mulgrew just doesn't do an incredible job digging out a pass and
right.
Putting a tremendous amount of pressure on a defender, and ended up getting fouled himself that caused the penalty kick. So we always say to the guys, it's team first, and I think they all recognize that.
Definitely.
And Timmy specifically, I mean, he's a freshman, but he's been taking on a huge role as kind of the glue man of this offense. It looks between him and Leo Stolz. How have they been working together? How have your midfielders been working together to feed that ball up to Ryan and Taylor?
Yeah, it's our midfield. We really think is one of our strengths, and part of it is there's so many new guys in there. Ryan Gracia is somebody we expect an awful lot of. Has really been battling injuries all year. It's unfortunate in his senior season that he hasn't been at 100%. But Julio Aranja and Veneri Valima, and both new guys in the midfield. Leo Stoltz, a third new guy in the midfield from last year, and then you had Ryan, and obviously Timmy's been there, and Wes Seaver. Those guys have just been the glue for us this year, and creating a lot of situations. Nice thing is we're an offensive attacking team. I think we're first or second in the conference in just about every offensive statistic, and those guys deserve all the credit for that. But it's the mentality of this group to get after teams, and we're not a team that sits back and defends. We're a team that gets out and attacks, and it's an attractive game, and I think the guys like playing it, and the results are beginning to show.
Absolutely. And since you're unbeaten against 3 consecutive top 25 opponents, is there anything special you tell your guys before going into those big games against those teams are gonna affect the rankings big time?
The motivation from this group is bigger than just playing a top 20 team. We want to be a top 20 team ourselves and be somebody that's always in the conversation of one of the best programs in the country, and we're achieving that little by little. Our goals are to make a run into the NCAA tournament, ultimately bring championships to Mason, and these guys accept that. From a coaching perspective, it's a little easier to get the guys motivated when they're playing the number 10 team in the country as opposed to the 150th team. But this is also a mature team, and we expect to continue to keep this thing going and have a good season. There's an awful lot of potential in this group.
Absolutely.
As you know, I did the feature on Eric Zusow a while ago. And him and Dre have been running that defensive line. And, Dre was even pulled back from the forward position a little earlier with Mason, and now he's playing as a defender that moves the ball up. How have they been able to cut and really push it forward in those late-game situations?
Yeah, both those guys, just are tremendous individuals, leaders of the team, and just, have taken things over, and it's great when you have real positive leaders in your senior class. And we didn't have Eric for the first third of the season, and to be honest, I think if we had him for every game, would be even in better position right now. He's one of those guys that just makes your team better, and some people put the name star on guys like that, and he's clearly one of the unsung heroes of our group. Draymond as well. Draymond's the leader of the team, gets the guys going, invest an awful lot emotionally into the group, and sacrificed for the better of the team last year when we asked him to move back and play in a different spot. Now he's very comfortable there and really growing and blossoming in that position.
I talked to you a few weeks ago about what you're going to take from the regular season and moving into conference play, and you harped on a few things, but it wasn't even near the time that you were taking down number 18 teams in top 10 teams. Nothing near that, but now you've gone against ODU, who is at that point arguably the best CAA opponent, and you took him down without letting him score. What have your goalkeepers been doing now? It looks like Sean Cote's been getting a little more looks than Dustin. What have your goalkeepers been able to do over this last stretch?
Yeah, the Old Dominion led the country in scoring coming into the game, so that was, a personal challenge for the team to, get a shutout at home and keep their high-scoring offense at bay and frustrate them. And, although they got some pretty good chances, they weren't able to put any away, and a lot of it was the pressure from guys. They didn't have any really clean looks. It was always under duress, and that's something that our team works on an awful lot to not give other teams easy chances. But the goalkeepers have been coming along, and John O'Hara, our assistant coach, does an awful lot of work with those guys, and they're young. And we have, John, you and I have talked about, we have a very good core of goalkeepers, so it's serious competition. And if one guy's form isn't quite right, another guy steps in. And the last couple of games, we've seen Sean Cody go in and get some pretty good results. So, we're comfortable with what's going on back there, and we continue to grow in that particular position.
You have a road stretch coming up ahead of you. You're playing VCU on Saturday. It's going to be a week-long break. You played ODU on Saturday for the win. Is it going to be taking them down a peg? Is it slow them down at all, or does it just give them a little more of a boost since y'all been banged up to have this week off?
Last week was a little bit of what we call unloading week as far as, what we do on the physical side. And our other assistant, Nick Carlin-Voigt, who's a soccer conditioning specialist, is overseeing all the guys. We have heart rate monitors. We monitor their exertion rates and all those scientific things. But this week we're actually pushing them a little bit harder because last week we really kind of downgraded. But we are battling some injuries. Taylor's battling a groin, and Julio came out of the game with a groin injury, and Ryan Grass, you don't need the medical report. But we do have guys that we're very cautious of right now heading into what's going to be a stretch where we play 2 games a week for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And trying to get some guys healthy and over the hump is important this week as we get ready for, 2 weeks ago VCU was ranked 15th in the country. They've had a couple of tough results of late, but it's a very competent team as well. And as we all know, in our conference there aren't any easy games regardless of teams' records because, with 6 teams making it into the conference tournament, every game is critical.
You're finishing up, of course, the rest of the conference portion of the schedule. What's it going to be like heading from here on out? Can you keep up this big boost?
Well, we hope so. The thing we talked about to the team is we've taken our standard of play to a pretty high level, and we need to keep it there and continue to improve. We really haven't achieved anything yet. We've been nationally ranked 3 of the last 4 years, so that's not anything that's new to the program. We want to have greater heights, make it into the conference championship, get into the NCAA tournament, and win trophies. And so we have to continue to improve and keep the pedal to the metal, as they say, and have guys hungry and determined, and keep scoring goals and make teams adjust to us. And like I said, this team has a lot of potential, but we haven't really realized it yet.
All right, it's always great talking to you, Coach. For all our listeners out there, the George Mason men's soccer team is going down to Richmond to take on VCU this Saturday. I think it's a 7 o'clock game, right, Coach?
Yeah, and just let me, thank all of the Mason fans for coming out and supporting us. Not only are we leading the conference on the field, we also are leading the conference in attendance. That's something we take an awful lot of pride out, that we have tremendous fans from the Mason side, and we really appreciate when they come out and support us.
That's always something we like to hear. I'll be traveling with you down Saturday, and I hope I can get some Patriots to come with me.
All right, John.
Always good talking to you, Coach. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it. Have a great day.
You too. Bye. Always good having him on. Always gives me a good interview, and I just absolutely love it. And I love it when they're doing well, and I love it when they beat ranked opponents, and I love it when they get ranked. And I'm going to love it for the rest of the season.
He's a good guy. I like Coach A a lot.
Coach A.
Yeah, I go with Coach A.
Apparently, Dan calls him Coach A.
Yeah.
Apparently so. Apparently, we just use the first letter of the last name for everyone.
Coach L.
Coach L.
Not
Coach
Coach
A.
H.
Coach H. Coach H.
Any word that ends in ch is kind of not good for
What about Coach S? That's kind of close.
We're going to call Coach
Who's S? Who's
I don't
Coach
know.
S?
Coach Smart down at VCU.
Coach B. Coach Brown.
Coach Brown, baseball.
Coach P.
Coach H. Houston H.
Coach Porter. Keep going. I like
Coach
this
P.
game.
Not really a game when you're just saying the letter.
Coach.
Yeah, I don't think this is happening anymore. All right, so do you guys think that my Braves are going to... How in trouble are we?
You're very in trouble, John. Your guy got swapped. Let me tell you.
Okay, I'm not saying what happened. I'm saying from here and the next 2 or 3 days.
I think, John, that your Braves have as much a chance of making the playoffs as I have of staying in the studio for the next minute. 2 minutes. Give me
you
2
mean
minutes.
a huge chance? A huge...
I have a 0% chance of staying in the studio for the next 2 minutes because I now have to go to work.
Have fun.
And bring in the dough in our relationship, Daniel.
I hope.
For our relationship?
Yes.
You did make a delicious. Doesn't even describe how
Lasagna.
good. Thanks, John. Thanks for ruining my
No
bit.
problem. So Charlie Sheen.
Nope. Dude, Cody.
You guys have fun.
Oh, my gosh. Goodbye,
I'll see
Cody.
you on Friday.
Yeah. see you
Lashana
then.
Tova, Cody.
Lashana Tova.
John, we're not talking about
It's not like
Charlie
you're saying
Sheen.
Manitoba, like the Canadian province.
When
You sound like
Shanatoba.
we're learning so many different languages with Daniel
We
today.
really are. Do you know Spanish?
You
Spanish.
guys-
What was Skins? What was Redskins?
I forgot how to say.
Oh, come
skin.
on.
Let's see. Skin in Spanish.
You're just going to call them people like skin reds?
Well, that is how you would do it. That's how ESPN did it.
Okay, and we know ESPN is always right when it
I
comes
think
to other
it's like
languages.
PL
Okay, what's the word?
skin.
Yeah, piel is skin.
Piel
Piel.
Rojas.
Piel rojas.
Anyway, John,
Skin reds.
I gotta tell you something. We're not talking about Charlie Sheen for the last half of this show. The last 10 minutes.
Can I just bring up one point?
Fine, John.
Okay, so apparently there is going to be a new book, a tell-all book on Charlie Sheen from one of the 2.5 Men producers.
Chuck Lorre?
I don't know actually.
I would guess it's Chuck Lorre because they got in a beef.
Yes, it's Chuck Lorre. Is it Lore or Lorre?
I think it's Lorre. It may be
No
Lore.
idea. He's Jewish. So
Yeah,
you
I
would
know.
know.
I know because... No, I would not know because he's...
No, I mean, don't they all pronounce the names the same way?
What?
Wouldn't you know the pronunciation of his name?
John, you are wrong. Can I tell you something that's more interesting that you would not let me talk about on the show
sure.
on Monday?
Yeah, sure.
They're making a movie about my high school.
Why?
I don't know. There was a book.
Why?
There was a book
You went
written.
to Langley, right?
I went to Langley High. Yeah.
Yeah, they already have a TV show about it.
LH. Yeah, no, American Dad.
Yeah.
Which takes place in Langley Falls.
Yes, it does.
Which is right behind my high school.
Yep.
But Langley, it's going to be called Langley High, I believe. It's about the book seems a little bit confusing. It seems
Okay.
a little bit like someone described Taken, but reverse of Taken.
I'm sorry. How do you reverse getting abducted for
No,
sex trafficking?
no. Like I think it's like the other side.
Like the sex traffickers give back the girl. Is that
No, that's not. No,
no?
it has to
I'm
do
lost.
with something with the CIA and
Of course it does because it's at Langley. Why does everything that happens around Langley have to be CIA?
because we share a backyard. You know, if you make one wrong turn, you're got
Yeah,
laser
you're at the
pointers.
George H.W. Bush Center for Intelligence.
You got the laser pointers on your car.
Yeah. Yep.
So
So
That's
the movie is about the CIA and Langley High School.
yeah, Langley High School. So it could be interesting.
What happens?
Can't tell you that. Then you'd be spoiler alert. Hey, Lindsay.
Is this a true story? Or is this just something that somebody wrote a book about? Or is it based on a true story?
I don't think it's based on a true story. I think it's nonfiction. I probably should have had
A little more information?
the bit story pulled up.
Maybe.
But yeah,
Well then.
yeah. So anyway,
Is it a fiction or a nonfiction?
I think it's nonfiction.
I think it's nonfiction.
It is-
It's
it is-
nonfiction.
Has to do the producer or director. I'm not quite sure. Charles Roven, who
I don't know who
one
he
or the
is.
other did The Dark Knight.
I don't know who he is. I'll take your word for it with the Dark Knight
Here,
thing.
story centers on a student from Langley High. The school is located just 1.7 miles from the CIA headquarters.
Right.
After his father is captured in Russia and disavowed as an agent of the CIA,
Oh, boy.
the student teams up with an undercover CIA agent teacher from his high
What?
school and ends up on a mission of revenge.
And you think this is nonfiction?
No, I said fiction.
Oh, okay.
Non-fact.
Pretty sure you said nonfiction.
Non-fact.
So, all right. I was thinking if you think that is a 100% true story, then
It's
we have some other issues on this show to talk about.
It's a graphic novel,
Oh.
a.k.a. comic book.
Graphic novel.
Comic book.
No, comic books are when they compile the graphic novels. Graphic novels are often in the series in separate editions.
Oh.
And
I
when
didn't know that.
when they compile them, like you go to the comic book store and they have like the Amazing Superman or the Amazing Spider-Man. I'm sorry. They would
have that in a book, and the book is basically all of the issues that they basically compile together. Nobody sits down and says, I'm going to write a comic book, because that is way too much of an undertaking unless you're from Japan.
And then you write anime.
Right, which is basically a comic book, like book.
Book.
It's like a...
Oh, it's a book. Oh, like a novel size.
Like a novel-size softcover book that's read from right to left.
Huh.
Yeah. Interesting. Learn something new every day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think that the teacher would have been an undercover CIA agent and also a teacher at Langley High School.
You never know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I had this one teacher. Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
No. If they're at the school 5 days a week for 8 hours or 10 hours or whatever, what are they going to do? When are they going to get their CIA time in? Huh?
That's why it is non-fact. It is a non-fact book.
It is a fiction novel.
A non-fact.
Fiction graphic novel.
Changing subjects, John, are you going to come visit my kiosk today? Kiosk today.
When?
I have a kiosk today from 12 to 3 promoting the Patriot Platoon. Anyone that would like to sign up for the Patriot Platoon?
Are you going to give me free stuff?
I'm going to give you free stuff after you pay me $20 for a membership. Boy. Or $15 if you're a returning member.
But I'm going to be covering the team.
Well, you can't get free
want
stuff.
the T-shirt.
No. And T-shirts aren't in yet.
Well, this is upsetting.
T-shirts are not in yet.
This is incredibly upsetting.
John, I'm upsetting with you right now. I'm not sure where I'm going with that.
Well, I'm doing my Werner Evelima feature today. Look for it in Broadside next week. A day in the life of a George Mason men's soccer player. We actually had this idea before they did the whole.
Follow him around all day?
Basically, yeah.
Is he okay with that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you want me to film it?
You have a kiosk.
Oh, it's today.
It's today.
Well,
like,
you missed the first 2 hours of his morning.
I know he's in class right now, and that wasn't going to happen. So I'm going to go.
So are you going to be like, he got a bagel from La Pat?
No.
It was regular cream cheese. Oh my
gosh.
He then went to the bookstore, looked at 2 T-shirts, decided not to buy either of them.
Look at the Patriot Platoon stuff. Also decided not to buy it because the T-shirts weren't in.
They're coming in. You got to get them at practice. You get to watch them practice. And they're coming in.
Don't I get to watch them practice anyway?
John, not everyone is as special as you.
I mean, Jim Larinaga, all of his practices were open.
Yeah, but this is not Jim Larinaga.
I do not know Paul Hewitt's practice.
Is our coach Jim Larinaga?
No, I don't know his practice plans yet. No clue.
Well, in other news, my birthday is a week from Saturday.
Oh, fantastic.
Lashana Tova, everyone. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Yeah.
Lashana Tova. Say it, John.
Lashana Tova.
There we go.
Lashana Tova.
Is it time for me to tell everyone how many hours till the next show?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's not quite 10 yet, though.
I mean, it's close enough.
Close enough?
I mean, we can, it's coming up on 10. If we actually end when the clock says 10, we'll actually be late.
Okay, so we should end. Okay. Everyone, we will see you in 46 hours. Have a great day. Lashana Tova.